AI hasn't come for us yet, thank God. But it's on its way here. And it comes here in the form of this first news story, which we should just dive into right here. Microsoft will soon be integrating its Copilot AI into the Xbox app and eventually its games.
Ooh, okay. So when I first saw this, I immediately thought, I actually didn't think of the worst case scenario. I actually thought of, oh, is it going to be like Clippy, but for video games?
But no, the actual scenario. Here's my terrible prediction.
Oh no.
My horrible future. It's the
All
era
right.
of AI snitch anti-cheat. That fucking thing.
Oh,
It's watching you play your game, and you've got your hacker shit going on, and it's fucking snitching on you.
Well, okay. So first let's get to what's in the article here, and then we can extrapolate from what is said here.
okay. All right.
So, all right. So they're going to be integrating it into the app itself just to start. They replaced Cortana, which I'm bummed about. If there was ever a selling point for me to use AI, it was Cortana's voice, but even that didn't do it. So whatever. You can ask it to install games on your Xbox for you. It sounds like some Kinect stuff, just like voice commands.
Also, you can already do
Let's
that.
bolt this on because we
Right.
need to find a use for it.
Get you conditioned to having the AI involved in your gaming experience in little small ways, and then expand on it over time.
Yeah.
Boil the frog. That's all this shit is.
You can also ask it about your play history in case you forgot what you were doing last time you played. So it being like AI and having interacted with a number of AI chatbots in the last like year or two, this could go really well. Could go really poorly.
Well, and the other major thing they wanted to be able to do is give you tips and like tell you like how you fucked up, like, oh, you should not have dropped that juggle, you dumb piece of
I know.
shit.
Just knowing AI, you're like, I need to not say false information. I need to stick to the guardrails that are put on me by developers. And so when I see someone lose in a fighting game, I'm like, don't get hit. You know, that's my advice to you
My
as AI.
suggestion is you should have landed your attacks and prevented them from landing any of their attacks.
Yeah, it's not gonna tell you like, hey, idiot, you're not spacing yourself right in this Street Fighter match.
I mean, it could tell you that. It'll just say like, you see where you hit this attack and you didn't hit him. You should be in a place where it hits him. That would have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the and then the other thing is that it's to provide like gameplay tips in situations where you're like, where do I fucking go? Where do I get another sleep herb? Well, I can't find sleep herb in Monster Hunter Wilds. Where is sleep herb?
So
And it goes, oh, sleep herb is in the snow area. There's only 3 of them. It's weirdly rare, or nighttime in the first area over in this spot.
So okay, is this? I haven't fully in depth read this article. Is this something that they're pulling from articles of people writing walkthroughs, or are they having people be walkthrough people in the development team who write something up for the AI so that that's available when the game comes out?
Well, no, it's
It
pulling from the internet.
Yeah, it's pulling from Bing. So I mean, you could still point the AI towards please only use like IGN and these specific wikis and websites. Where you're like, yeah, like that is an option. I do think that we'll see how well that goes. Of course,
Yeah.
I actually think that this is kind of cutting out the middleman in some ways.
Yeah.
Because I have seen the way my girlfriend plays video games.
Mm-hmm.
Where if she's 100%ing a game, like she is committing to a 100% run, she will literally have the guide up on her second monitor, like
I do that
1-to-1.
100%.
Yep, just 1-to-1, just boom, 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 boom.
My most recent playthrough of Persona 5, I literally just had a fucking thing on my phone that was do this, then do this, then do this.
Oh, I have totally seen people play the Persona games with a literal day-by-day guide to maximize the exact correct path to get every social link, everything in one run.
Yeah, and you know what?
is-
It feels incredible. It feels incredible because I then get to go up to every boss and nuclear bomb annihilate them, no matter what difficulty I'm playing on.
So, okay, but here's my problem with this is that, like, okay, Copilot becomes the premier way to play this way of going through and getting this information. There are now less eyes going to the IGN walkthrough and the other trusted source walkthroughs,
Absolutely.
de-incentivizing them from making this content, which means as time goes on, the AI will have fewer and fewer sources to pull from if it's not from themselves.
Well, you've touched upon a bit of a key issue with the implementation of AI on the internet as a whole.
Yeah.
And that's the inevitable problem of AI pulling from AI, which is pulling from AI, which is pulling from an AI, until you get
You're already seeing the
wildly
effects
long
of that.
chains.
Yes,
Yeah.
here and there in
You're-
other places, but it's like, but that's the thing. We've seen this before. We know the effects of this. There have been articles written about it, and here is Microsoft being like, "Yeah, we're integrating this plan, and we see no problems going forward."
Yep.
It's because they have a shit ton of money invested in it.
I
They do.
know.
They have
That's the
so
whole- that's the
much
whole-
money.
But
The older I get, the more the words "follow the money" make sense.
but again, this is yet another case of like follow the short term money. Like,
Yeah.
that-
if you're
well,
gonna follow the money, could you at least have some foresight?
Nah,
thi-
man, it's
this
all about the
quarterly
profits for the next
bonus.
3 years.
Yeah, this quarterly
Uh,
bonus is based off this quarter. So
Mhm.
like I still got to get that quarterly bonus. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do what needs to be done this quarter. And if that means gutting 6 games, we gut 6 games.
yeah, like it's very much a hey dog, 3 years. Like it's a 3-year window at max. They're looking at. I do want to say for American companies, so Microsoft, Xbox. So like once you go international, that changes a little bit, and things get a little more, a little more tame. And in the case of Japanese companies, they're thinking like decades in the future.
Yeah, that's how you get a
Um,
Nintendo who is treating their employees very well and being very deliberate with their development.
Yeah, that's how you get Capcom, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's how you get an investor at Capcom being like, why not put the Monster Hunter out now? And then Capcom being like, trying to tell them in the nicest way, that's stupid. That's really dumb.
I mean, they still put out that
Yeah.
Monster Hunter with some rough edges here and there, but it was
Yeah, they
enough.
did go
But-
put the 30 FPS blinding fog into Monster Hunter Go.
Yeah, but no, I get it. It's just, oof. Let's see.
The last feature they talk about here is they also talk about the Copilot remembering where you left items in the game and what you were doing last.
I'm as someone who is in his mid-30s and will occasionally take long breaks from games. Not gonna lie, that's actually kind of appealing. Like, just asking a press if it works, and
That's
that
the
is
thing.
the big thing.
Uh-huh.
That if it works, being able to be like, what the hell was I doing?
If that works, it's awesome.
That is
Yeah.
what leads to the AI snitch that goes, excuse me, Ubisoft, this guy is using an exploit in your single player game. He's not supposed to do that.
Yeah, this all his online single player game is going to be relaying, or hell, it's AI. So even if they've like made a game that was offline, the AI is still
The AI
running.
can know that offline you used that exploit, and it can go, Ubisoft, he has more megabucks than he paid you for. He must be doing something wrong.
See, yeah, okay. No, you've just presented me with the darkest possible future.
Yep.
Thank you.
It's the AI
Thank you.
Copilot snitch that watches all of
It's
your
just-
gameplay and tells people when you used cheat engine to get more megabucks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah, with that in
Just-
mind, I asked Microsoft if Copilot Gaming would be opt in or opt out of use, or if users could opt out of having their data used to train it. The answer is yes, except no probably later.
Sorry, you cheated in extra gold in Shadow of Mordor. Your Xbox Live account has been deleted.
Man, that sucks. Mine's 21 years old.
Yeah, this is, you know, I it's not great, but
I do think it's one of the better examples of potentially positive uses for AI. I'm obviously
Yeah,
being
like-
incredibly
Yeah.
doomer about it, but yeah, it is useful to have a thing that'll go. This is what you were doing before 16 months ago when you last booted this thing up, and for it to be able to, if it's getting particularly advanced, to go like, oh, the reason you got fucking beat in this Halo match is that you were being consistently outflanked because you weren't paying attention to enemy position. You weren't properly checking areas that you could be attacked from while trying to advance into where enemy players are.
Yeah, one thing I can say is I actually really do hope they do have internal training for guides, because I think
Yeah.
that would be fantastic.
yeah.
Mhm.
I think that would be like, because look, if people nowadays, most people, if they get stuck, they pull up a guide or they go on the line and pull it up automatically. I would love for an in-game thing for World of Warcraft that's just auto hooked up to Wowhead.
Oh God.
Right.
Just please. Because like most players I know are doing that anyway. On their left monitor, their second monitor, I already have Wowhead or Icy Veins up with builds and gear and talents.
Yeah.
You know,
You know,
an example of this actually is RuneScape. RuneScape has links to the RuneScape wiki in the game.
Of course.
No, Guild Wars does that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guild Wars does that. Guild Wars also does that. Yep. So
Alright.
and then like
And RuneScape is particularly bad with being one of those games that it's like you need a wiki to play. I mean, the quests in that game are psychotic. It's like the sort of thing where it's like what, you didn't think to pour a bucket of water down the drain to
You
move the
idiot.
key
Monkey
into
Island
the sewers? Yeah, it's a game of Monkey Island puzzles, which is a really, really weird thing for an MMO to be.
That's awesome, you mean? Shit.
It's dope. I fucking love it. There's nothing like it in the world. But it's very strange.
Yeah. Well, all right.
All right. Well, let's get to the next news story.
Let's get to the next news story. Hey, Xbox, you want it on the go?
They're giving you
Maybe
the porta
depends on what
box.
they're doing.
Well, guess what? First portable Xbox could be hitting shelves soon here.
What if they named it the porta box? What if they go, it's the porta box, guys?
I mean,
They
yeah.
haven't
really
made good
stupid
name
names.
decisions before.
X-Bone,
Yeah.
still my favorite. The Xbox One, the X-Bone, the X-Bonin.
I don't know why they never
Xbox
picked
One
that
is
up. I
just-
don't understand.
It's just confusing too. It's just really confusing because people were already saying the Xbox One about the original Xbox to like differentiate it from the 360.
Yep.
Because people were calling the 360 the Xbox.